Bangor. From the Great Northwoods to the Rock Mountain Coast and streaming live in HD worldwide at foxbangor.com. More people choose Good Morning Maine.
Hello, everyone. Today on Good Morning Maine, police are investigating a number of deaths, including in Orrington, where an elderly couple was found in their home. We'll have the latest coming up.
Also, it's a renewed effort to help seniors, protecting them from fraud.
Plus, Maine's Army National Guard shows off its new facility where troops will prepare for the battlefield. We'll take you there, along with all of today's local news coming up.
Good morning and welcome to Good Morning Maine. I'm Emma Smith.
And I'm Craig Colson. Thank you for tuning in this morning. First, we're going to start the day by checking out our forecast. It looks like a beautiful day ahead for us.
I know, almost in the 70s, I'd say.
In October.
Oh, that's crazy. Yeah, Devin Biggs has all the details.
And thank you very much, Emma and Craig. Happy Thursday. Your first weather forecast brought to you by Shepherd Toyota, your hometown connection for Toyota cars and trucks. Easy to find on Route 1 Rockland Thomason Town Line. Shepherd Toyota has a great selection of new and previously loved vehicles. At Shepherd Toyota, they don't sell you a car, they help you buy one. Come experience the Shepherd difference today. All right, we have some small crowd advisories in effect. Those will get dropped at about the noon time frame today, as what's left of Ian will finally begin to move out of here. It's been kind of dreary across some parts of the state and also a good part of the Northeast recently. But of course, we had a few rain showers last night and early this morning. In fact, if you notice here, we even had some lightning popping up on a lightning tracker from time to time. So of course, this thing's packed a little bit of a punch in a few areas with regards to the lightning. But otherwise, though, most of us starting to calm down as this thing right here finally starts to track off towards the east, so things are going to start turning and become a lot nicer. And in fact, for us, today will be a very nice day overall. So overall for today, a mostly sunny sky on the way, but more clouds on the way later on tonight. Before tomorrow, we start tracking chances for rain showers during the afternoon period. The winds won't be too bad, though, mainly out of the north, but switching toward the south, but mainly at around 5 miles per hour or less. So the winds, not a big deal today, but they'll increase a little bit for the daytime tomorrow. For today, lower 70s, mostly sunny and awesome, with the wind overall looking nice and calm. For tonight, lower 50s, mostly cloudy, with the wind overall looking nice and calm. For tomorrow, upper 60s, maybe lower 70s, mostly cloudy with a few afternoon rain showers. That south wind getting up to about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Hourly forecast for the rest of the morning and afternoon period, decreasing clouds, temperatures making it into the lower 70s. Your full 5-day forecast is coming up. Emma and Craig.
Thank you, Devin. Well, testimony will resume today in the trial of Jessica Williams. The Stockton Springs mother is on trial for murder in the death of her 3-year-old son. Susan Farley has the details.
He loved chicken nuggets. He was obsessed with Baby Shark.
3-year-old Maddox Williams died at Waldo County General Hospital on Father's Day 2021 after being brought to the hospital by his mother, Jessica Williams, and his grandmother. Prosecutors told the jury the medical examiner found Maddox had numerous injuries, including bleeding in the brain, a transection of his pancreas, a fractured spine, and internal bleeding. The medical examiner ruled Maddox died from battered child syndrome.
The injuries that he observed when he examined Maddox's body were not consistent with the version of events that this defendant gave to the staff at the hospital, or any other explanation she has offered.
The police and the Department of Health and Human Services decided that Jessica murdered Maddox. They did not look around. They did not investigate anyone other than Jessica.
The prosecution claims Williams stayed at the hospital 10 minutes after Maddox died and then went into hiding to avoid investigators.
The defendant emptied her bank account and stopped using her cell phone. You will hear her admit that she stopped using her credit or debit cards because she knew that information could be used by law enforcement to find her.
The defense paints a different picture.
The loss of a child can cause intense shock, confusion, disbelief, and great despair. Many actions of parents after the loss of a child cannot be explained. Jessica was a grieving mother who chose to be alone.
Relatives took the stand to talk about what they saw in the months leading up to Maddox's death. Testimony continues on Thursday. I'm Susan Farley for ABC 7 and Fox 22.
A Millinocket man is facing charges after police say he dropped illegal drugs in a local store. The East Millinocket Police Department says it received a call Tuesday from a store employee who reported finding what to be a bag of white powder. Police checked the store's security footage and say they watched as 40-year-old Ryan Boynton dropped the bag. They say it also recorded him returning to the store to search for the bag. Boynton was questioned and later arrested for unlawful trafficking in scheduled drugs. They say a search of Boynton at the police station also turned up what is believed to be more suspected heroin and fentanyl.
A Brewer student has been charged following an investigation conducted yesterday by the Brewer Police Department and School Department. It involved a threat made to the school department, which suggested that a school shooting was going to occur today. A joint investigation occurred, which resulted in the identification of the alleged student to be involved in that case. The threat was determined to be a hoax, and the student is now charged with terrorizing. School will resume as usual in Brewer today.
The Maine State Police Major Crimes Unit North is assisting the Hancock County Sheriff's Office in a death investigation. According to State Police spokesperson Shannon Moss, the Hancock County Sheriff's Office responded to a report of a dead body at a home on Shore Road in Lemoyne on Monday. The deceased was discovered by a friend who stopped by the house and then contacted the sheriff's office. The body was transported to the Office of the Chief Medical Examiner in Augusta, where an autopsy was performed. Moss says the medical examiner's office is still working to identify the deceased. She says there is no danger to the public.
Authorities are continuing the investigation into the deaths of an elderly couple found Wednesday in their Orrington home. Devin Dagnalt has that story.
Law enforcement officials say Russell and Lois Swanson, both 89, were found deceased in their home at 476 Sweets Pond Road in Orrington on the morning of October 5th. Police say they responded to a call made by a family member at approximately 9 a.m. Local residents say they heard gunshots early in the morning, but police have neither confirmed nor denied a connection of the shots heard to the Swansons' death. The Maine State Police Major Crimes Unit and Evidence Response Team have both been called upon to help with the investigation. While investigating, police officials set up a roadblock and began to restrict the traffic allowed on the road around 11 a.m. No officers at the scene were available for a statement. At this time, the investigation is ongoing, but police say there is no known risk to the public. In Orrington, I'm Devin Dagnall, reporting for ABC 7 and Fox 22.
Governor Mills has created a special advisory committee to oversee funding to help Maine farmers. The PFAS Fund Advisory Committee has been created to manage the $60 million being used to assist farmers who were impacted by PFAS chemicals. Governor Mills has also named Beth Valentine as the fund's director. PFAS chemicals include thousands of varieties that were used for decades, some of which have ended up in drinking water and agricultural settings. Valentine will work closely with the committee as it implements a number of programs aimed at helping farmers impacted by contamination. Medical testing, equipment replacement, and soil and water remediation are among the programs underway.
Maine Congressman Jared Golden and Senator Angus King are introducing legislation that would block federal funding for Monterey Bay, the Monterey Bay Aquarium. That after the organization put Maine lobster on their Seafood Watch Red List, admonishing the purchase and consumption of Maine lobster. Calling the Red List designation unsubstantiated, Maine's entire delegation is co-sponsoring the bill, which is called the Red Listing Monterey Bay Aquarium Act. It would prohibit federal taxpayer funds from going to that organization, which they say has received roughly $197 million in federal taxpayer dollars since 2001. The delegation says the organization has demonstrated a lack of adherence to transparency and basic scientific methods. In a statement, Congressman Golden said in part, quote, "There has never been a serious injury or death of the endangered North Atlantic right whale attributed to the Maine lobster fishing industry, and to make recommendations or regulations in spite of that fact is a slap in the face to lobstermen and their families." Senator King said, quote, "By refusing to provide any evidence supporting their harmful decision and ignoring facts that undercut their conclusion, the aquarium has made it clear that they are not a serious scientific organization and certainly not one that deserves taxpayer funding."
The time is now 8:10. Coming up next on Good Morning Maine, we'll have a traffic update for the commuters in the Dover-Foxcroft area.
But first, let's take another look at our forecast. Looks like a beautiful day today. Get out there and enjoy if you can, folks. The highs will be up around 72 degrees. Lots of sunshine today. Clouds move in overnight with a chance of rain tomorrow afternoon. The highs, though, sticking around right up there in the high 60s. Not bad for this time of year.
People today. They could spend half their lives over 50, which is great, but it's gonna take some planning.
What can you do for me?
So it helps to have a wise friend and fierce defender in your corner. A friend like AARP. To help your money live as long as you do. The money you earn, the money you splurge,
I'm going in,
and the money you save.
I just bought that.
Huh, I just sold that.
That's why the younger you are, the more you need AARP. Join today.
Why do thousands of customers take the drive to Newport for all their shoes? Because Comfort Shoes & More has the styles you want, and they also have trained podorthists on staff to help you with all your footwear and arch-support issues. We provide free foot evaluations by people who care about fitting you with the most comfortable shoes you will ever own. We have shoes in stock up to 6E and size 17, from safety shoes and boots, running, walking, casual or dress. We have it all at Comfort Shoes & More, 19 Moosehead Trail in Newport, across from Irving.
On the next Last Man Standing.
Oh my God, Mom, do you want to know what I just heard?
Even her boyfriend broke up.
That was my news.
Eve's love life hits the skids.
Even Justin broke up.
Is this real bad news or something I gotta pretend to be interested in?
This is her first breakup. She's gonna be pretty depressed.
Hoorah! I just set a new obstacle course record. And whose record did I smash? Mine.
Breaks your heart to see your kids in so much pain, doesn't it?
Last Man Standing.
This afternoon, starting at 4 on Fox 22.
Welcome back, everyone. The federal government is working to protect senior citizens from fraud. Matthew Jaroncic has more.
The Justice Department has announced that they will be partnering with the U.S. Attorney's Office in protecting senior citizens from fraud schemes. This effort comes as the U.S. Attorney's Office reports that more than 475 senior Mainers were victims of fraud last year. And for Glen Burden resident Margot Martell, who almost fell victim to a fraud scheme, she says at this point, when a call comes in, she doesn't know who to trust.
You're afraid. You're afraid not to pay it. Your grandchild might go to jail, and it's really sad that people are doing this and they're preying on elderly people who can barely make it on Social Security.
To combat this ongoing problem, the Department of Justice is expanding its transnational elder fraud strike force, adding more attorneys to prosecute cases.
It's important to prosecute cases. I'm a prosecutor. That's what we do. But in a lot of these instances, we have situations where by the time that we get the case, the money is already gone.
In an effort to reduce the amount of fraud cases, the U.S. Attorney's Office also distributed videos about spotting elder fraud and grandparent scams, otherwise known as person-in-need scams. Eddington resident Robert Osgood says that senior citizens need to be better educated about these type of scams.
I recommend everybody take every step they can to make sure they're dealing with secure sites. I thought I was, and unfortunately, somebody at that particular company wasn't an honest person and took my account numbers.
And McCormick says the best way in avoiding these situations is by asking for help.
Reach out to a family member, reach out to a trusted friend, reach out to somebody from your church or from your senior center and say, this is what's going on, because when that happens, people are informed, hey, that doesn't sound right. And then suddenly people are not scammed anymore.
And if you know someone over the age of 60 that has been a victim of financial fraud, call the National Elder Hotline at 1-833-372-8311, where they will help victims on a case-by-case basis. Matthew Jaroncic, ABC7 and Fox 22.
A first-of-its-kind training site for the Maine Army National Guard has been in the midst of construction, and I hitched a ride in one of the Guard's newest Blackhawks to check out the site. Accessible by logging roads, and for the media today, the Guard's newest UH-60 Blackhawk chopper. The Woodville training site is an entirely new training grounds created from wilderness, which encompasses approximately 5,500 acres and is located about 15 miles north of Lincoln.
So we're out here at the beginnings of our light demolitions range. The unit that will be primarily using this is the 251st Sapper Company out of Norway. Various types of charges they would be doing here, things like line charges, where they would be simulating a creation of an LZ for a helicopter in a quick fashion, and then emplacing and then breaching various types of obstacles, whether that's with wire, log emplacements, things of that nature. We also hope that this will be a training site that can be used by various interagency partners that we have, whether that's state police, other law enforcement, bomb teams, things like that.
The development has recently received credit for construction that is focused on environmental preservation. The area encompasses over 1,000 acres of wetlands and includes critical habitats for endangered Atlantic salmon and Canada lynx.
The Maine Army National Guard did actually receive a Secretary of the Army level award for all of the effort that's being put into preserving the environment. Over 4,200 pages of various permitting that's been had to have been filled out and followed to the T to make sure that we're doing everything that we need to.
The training site opened this year with brand new live fire ranges, which are soon to be operational. And with further funding, it will be the only training site in New England which will offer unrestricted demolition training.
We have the firing points that are being constructed here, as well as the tower. It'll start as a 25-meter range. We hope to eventually push out to 1,500 meters, and that will enable us to train on not just individual weapons, but also what we call crew serve weapons. So your larger 50 caliber machine guns, Mark 19 grenade launchers, things of that nature.
The Maine Army National Guard is waiting on further funding from the federal fiscal year 2023 Military Construction Appropriations Bill. This new training site will allow Army National Guard soldiers from Maine to stay closer to home during mandatory drill weekends and other necessary trainings. Otherwise, they would be traveling to Massachusetts or Vermont. The Maine Army National Guard hopes to have the site partially operational by spring of 2023. For ABC 7 and Fox 22, I'm Emma Smith.
And the time now is 8:17.
Plus, OPEC has bad news for drivers. Voting to cut oil production is sure to drive up prices. Those stories and more as Good Morning Maine continues.
Join Planet Fitness today and get more epic energy and better sleep with tons of equipment in our clean and spacious clubs. Join for $1 down, $10 a month, cancel anytime. Deal ends Friday, October 14th.
I'm Bruce Poliquin, and I approve this message.
I've been lobster fishing for over 25 years. These out-of-state groups that are funding Jared Golden, they're hurting us here in Maine, and Jared Golden isn't doing anything to stop them. There's the Jared Golden you see on TV, and then there's the Jared Golden that votes in Congress. He's so focused on getting elected that he's lost touch with what matters here in Maine, and we need someone to fight for us. Unless he leaves his party, there's no way Jared Golden can do anything to help Maine. I don't think Jared Golden's a bad guy, but he isn't a good congressman.
Angie's List is losing the list. From now on, it's just Angie.
Oh, I get it. You're all Gen Z now.
Not exactly. Hi. It's because now you can compare upfront prices and book a service instantly.
Sounds easy.
Super easy. Start your home project at Angie.com.
Great things are always cooking at the Ground. New menu, new specials, with an amazing variety of choices for every taste. Good times, great service, and amazing food. Only at your locally owned Ground, Odland Road, Bangor. It's another exciting year of high school football in the state of Maine. Get out and support your home team and be looking for the ABC 7 Sports Blitz crew. You can get a free Sports Blitz t-shirt, then watch Sports Blitz during ABC 7 News at 11 every Friday night during the football season. Blitz shirts courtesy of Blue Alpaca Ranch and Store, Bucksport Golf Club, Bucksport Hannaford, Bucksport Regional Health Center, Coastal Auto Parts, Osborne's Plumbing and Heating Incorporated, the Coach House Restaurant, and Twin City Tile.
Join Planet Fitness today and get more epic energy and better sleep with tons of equipment in our clean and spacious clubs. Join for $1 down, $10 a month, cancel anytime. Deal ends Friday, October 14th.
Welcome back, everyone. 2 Maine children are safe tonight after investigators say their mother abducted them. Law enforcement is crediting an Amber Alert for their quick return earlier this week. The alert has only been used a handful of times here in Maine. Dan Lupariello has more with why it was used this time.
It's very fluid, it's very fast, and there's a lot of communication involved in it.
Brody Hinckley is the director of Maine's Bureau of Emergency Communications, the agency tasked with sending out Amber Alerts.
Time matters on these. We want to get these out as quick as we can, but we also want to make sure it's the most accurate information as we can.
Tuesday's alert for 2 children out of Saco was only the 4th in state history, and there's a reason for that. Amber Alerts need to meet strict criteria, which includes children being under 17, that there's a reason to believe they're in imminent danger, and there's enough information to give out to the public to assist. The decision is then made by multiple agencies on both the local and state level.
Everybody has to be on the same page as well.
Once the alert is sent using a specialized software system,
And then just like that.
the description of the child and suspect is sent statewide and possibly even further.
This one was a unique one because we knew they were out of state at that time. So we knew we had to send one out here, but we also have to request one through the out-of-state one.
In the past, we've seen alerts go directly to people's cell phones.
Yep.
Was there a reason that didn't happen in this case?
So we have the capabilities of doing that. It has to go through Maine Emergency Management Agency, who has to get approval from the governor's office.
The reason a cell phone alert wasn't sent this time was because it was believed the children were not here in Maine, but could certainly be used in future situations.
Do you feel like the system worked in this case?
Oh, absolutely, yeah, because the person was found, within a couple hours, I believe. To get this wrapped up and get the kids safe within a couple hours after is phenomenal.
People traveling through Dover-Foxcroft could face delays today. Paving crews will be busy fixing roadways, and drivers are being urged to find an alternative route.
The Dover-Foxcroft Police Department says crews will be working on Summer and North Streets. It will all take place at the intersection right around Monument Square, North and Main Streets. That's a very busy area, so you may want to find another way around it. Making some progress, though, with the roads construction.
Yeah, we need it right before the winter.
Yeah.
Getting it, squeaking it in. Well, the time is now 8:21.
Let's get a full look at our forecast. Meteorologist Devin Biggs is in with the latest.
Good morning, Devin.
Alrighty, Emma and Craig, thank you very much. Your full weather forecast brought to you by Shepherd Toyota, your hometown connection for Toyota cars and trucks. Easy to find on Route 1 Rockland, Thomas, and Town Line. Shepherd Toyota has a great selection of new and previously loved vehicles. At Shepherd Toyota, they don't sell you a car, they help you buy one. Come experience the Shepherd difference today. Already, small crowd advisory in effect lasting till about the noon time frame today. This is what's left of Ian that's causing a little bit of gusty winds offshore, but also some rain and showers and a few rumbles of thunder to develop. And yes, I do say a few rumbles of thunder because offshore, though, the lightning tracker has been picking up a few bolts of lightning. But for us, though, just a few showers. We had some of those moving in along the coastline last night, early this morning, along and south of Bangor. But now that's starting to taper off now as this will move away. High pressure will be our friend today, with a lot of sunshine away and temperatures that'll make it into the lower 70s as a result. Wave heights are still active out there at around 5 to 6 feet according to some of the buoys. Water temperatures also not very bad at this point either. They're currently in the 50s as well. In the upper 50s with some areas also in the 70s, of course, as we head towards fall and eventually winter, we'll start seeing these water temperatures fall. Otherwise, our average high is 62 degrees. We're going to be well above that today and tomorrow in the upper 60s to lower 70s. Before we get below average starting Saturday all the way through at least Tuesday before you make it to the middle 50s and back in the lower 60s as we head towards next Wednesday. We have a new fall foliage report, and in some areas saw some change. Some areas down at 50 to 75% threshold, like Millinocket and Bangor. Elsewhere, still holding on at 25 to 45% coverage for now. But now Greenville now reporting 80% to peak, and many areas at peak. So definitely get outside and enjoy the fall foliage that we have before it blows away. And this is about the time that we start to peak, early to mid-October across some parts of the state, we start seeing things peak. So we're almost there, though. Get outside and really enjoy that fall foliage before it begins to blow away. Futurecast moving forward for today, a lot of sunshine on the way. However, more clouds on the way later on tonight, though. And things start to change for tomorrow. A lot of clouds, some showers moving in from time to time, too. We'll keep that going to the parts of the early evening period before that gets out of here. And the clouds clear out of here for parts of the day for your Saturday. So for today, lower 70s, mostly sunny and awesome with the wind overall looking nice and calm. For tonight, lower 50s becoming mostly cloudy with the wind overall looking nice and calm. For tomorrow, upper 60s to lower 70s, mostly cloudy. A few afternoon rain showers with that south wind getting up to about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Alrighty, here's a look at your Shepherd Toyota extended forecast. A lot of sunshine on Saturday, highs in the mid-50s. We're back in the mid-50s again on Sunday, partly cloudy with a slight chance for rain showers. Monday, partly cloudy, highs in the mid-50s.
Comfy, cozy, relaxing. Not Joe. Joe's Furniture. Joe's Furniture Warehouse in Newport is the place to find rockers, recliners, sofas, and easy chairs. Quality furniture, affordable prices. Not your average Joe. Joe's Furniture Warehouse, Grogan Avenue in Newport.
Rowell's Garage has been serving customers in the greater Dover-Foxcroft region since 1946. Our goal is not just selling you a vehicle, but also giving you quality service to maintain your vehicle at peak performance. Browse our inventory online or in person. Whether it's a car, truck, or SUV, we can put you in the vehicle that is right for you. Sales, service, and parts. Rowell's Garage. Doing business the right way every day. It's another exciting year of high school football in the state of Maine. Get out and support your home team and be looking for the ABC7 Sports Blitz crew. You can get a free Sports Blitz t-shirt, then watch Sports Blitz during ABC7 News at 11 every Friday night during the football season. Blitz shirts courtesy of At Home FAB KBF, Dover Ford, Engstrom's Auto Service, Foxcroft Academy, Johnson Foundations, McCusick Petroleum, Patriot Homes, and Tony Murray's Fairway Auto Sales.
Ignore the lies about Jared Golden. I served with Jared in the Marines for almost 4 years, including tours in one of the toughest combat zones in the world, the Afghan-Pakistani border. If I was in a fight, I wanted Jared with me. His courage, loyalty, and focus on the mission earned him the respect and confidence of his peers. Take it from me, I know you can trust Jared to have your back in Congress.
I'm Jared Golden, and I approve this message.
Durable, sturdy, stylish. Not Joe. Joe's Furniture. Joe's Furniture Warehouse in Newport is the place to find solid wood, built to last, made in Maine dressers, bureaus, and nightstands. Not your average Joe. Joe's Furniture Warehouse, Grogan Avenue in Newport.
Welcome back to Good Morning Maine, and now switching gears for your national news. OPEC has decided to cut back their oil production, and it could mean an increase at the pump for Americans. Fox's Lauren Blanchard explains from Washington.
I'm spending so much on gas now. I'm spending way more than I was, say 6 months ago or something. Gas prices are crazy.
Nationally on Wednesday, gas sits at $3.83 per gallon, up from a week ago. Making it worse, the unwelcome surprise announcement by OPEC, the organization of the petroleum exporting countries, that they would cut oil production by 2 million barrels per day.
We are not endangering the energy markets. We are providing security, stability to the energy markets.
The White House criticized the move.
OPEC's decision to cut production's quotas is short-sighted while the global economy is dealing with the continued negative impact of Putin's invasion of Ukraine.
The administration says President Biden will release another 10 million barrels from the strategic reserve next month.
The decision to tap into the reserves was not one that the president took lightly. What he's also trying to do is to do everything he can domestically here to keep the price of gasoline at the pump going down.
Republicans say the president's policies have made the U.S. dependent on foreign oil. Analysts say tapping into the reserve is risky.
Well, what it means is that our safety net's getting smaller. We're using it. Refilling it would mean taking oil out of the market. You don't want to do that when the market's tight.
With just a month to go to the midterms, the timing of OPEC's announcement is not great for Democrats when voters have been critical of the president for high gas prices and inflation. In Washington, Lauren Blanchard, Fox News.
NASA's SpaceX Crew 5 mission blasted off from the Kennedy Space Center in Florida. The SpaceX Dragon spacecraft took off right around noon yesterday, sending an historic crew to the International Space Station. Among them are two NASA astronauts, Josh Cassada and Nicole Aunapumin. She is the first Native American woman to go to space. The crew will complete a 6-month mission on board the ISS. Kind of neat.
Whether you call it long-haul COVID or post-COVID conditions, millions of Americans are suffering from it after their initial battle with coronavirus. Scientists say they are still learning why and how certain groups are at greater risk and if different groups of people tend to experience different types of post-COVID symptoms. Fox News correspondent Garrett Tenney has more.
As the world gets back on its feet from the coronavirus pandemic, there's a growing number of people suffering from long-term side effects of COVID-19 in the U.S. Approximately 16 million Americans are now dealing with the aftermath of the virus, according to a report by the Brookings Institution. The symptoms for long haulers develop well after the acute phase of COVID and can show up as fatigue, headaches, brain fogs, and other symptoms, which in many cases can last for months or even years.
It's hard because these conditions that come on me is unpredictable. Wobble when I walk for balance, and along with tremors that comes when it wants to come.
Researchers are warning of possible health disparities where some may have limited or no access to treatment.
And minority communities will begin to see a much higher burden of long COVID over time. When people have less access or more limited access to the healthcare system, they're going to have less benefit from the innovations and the new treatments that come available over time.
With the COVID-19 pandemic disproportionately hitting communities of color the hardest, those suffering from long COVID say getting the necessary medical attention is an uphill battle, and they sometimes feel invisible. This long hauler says her limited access to treatment makes her condition even worse.
As a black woman with long haul COVID, I feel like I've been put at the bottom of the barrel, and I got to do all the work.
CDC officials say studies are in progress to better understand post-COVID conditions and the many different ways people experience them. In Chicago, I'm Garrett Tenney, Fox News.
Meanwhile, the U.S. and South Korea are ramping up their response to North Korea's biggest weapons test since 2017. On Wednesday, the UN Security Council met to discuss tensions on the Korean peninsula. Greg Palcott has more.
A loud explosion waking up people on South Korea's coast overnight after a ballistic missile crashed during joint drills with the United States. The country's Joint Chiefs of Staff says the missile's warhead did not detonate and no one was injured. Exercises come in response to North Korea's successful launch of a ballistic missile over Japan on Tuesday. In another sign of unity, the U.S. aircraft carrier USS Ronald Reagan is returning to waters east of South Korea.
We're working on bilateral and trilateral cooperation regimes so that we can stay ready to meet that threat to the peninsula if it comes to pass.
North Korea's launch was the longest range test yet and far enough to hit the U.S. territory of Guam. It's raised concerns that the North could soon conduct a nuclear weapons test. On Wednesday, Secretary of State Antony Blinken issued this warning to Pyongyang.
If they continue down this road, it will only increase the condemnation, increase the isolation, increase the steps that are taken in response to their actions.
The UN Security Council held a meeting Wednesday afternoon to condemn the North's latest test. UN leadership calling for a complete denuclearization of the Korean peninsula.
This is clearly an escalation. Reiterate the call to the authorities, to the government of the DPRK to resume dialogue with the key parties.
This year, North Korea has test-fired about 40 ballistic missiles in more than 20 launch events. In London, Greg Palcott, Fox News.
Thousands of vehicles in Florida have been destroyed by flooding after Hurricane Ian. Fox Business correspondent Madison Allworth has more on how this could hit the rest of the auto industry.
Hurricane Ian brought billions of dollars of destruction to the state of Florida, and now there will be years of rebuilding. But immediately, families need homes and cars if theirs were destroyed in the storm. Unfortunately, there are people all too willing to take advantage of that situation. Experts warn that the thousands of disabled vehicles across the state could find their way onto the second-hand market and be sold to unsuspecting buyers, not just here in Florida, but across the country.
I am very concerned. Our organization is concerned. We are going to get
an onslaught of salvage vehicles are going to be shipped across the United States because it is such a market right now to sell used cars. There's a high demand and low supply, very, very profitable for criminal enterprises.
The problem is heightened because it has never been more profitable to sell a used car. Unfortunately, the shortage of used cars will also mean that it's harder for those devastated by Hurricane Ian to get transportation. Seaside Motor Co. is a used car dealership that was hit by Hurricane Ian. Before the storm rolled in, these cars were all available for sale. The owner tells me that about half have cosmetic damage, but what he's really concerned about is water damage, and he's worried that potentially more have experienced that. And if that's the case, those cars will likely never be sold and never on the market. In Grove City, Florida, I'm Madison Allworth, Fox Business.
Still to come here on the second half of our show, details on the free workshop being offered by the MDIFW.
We'll be right back after the break.
Seniors know a scam when they see one, like Bruce Poliquin.
My heart is breaking for our seniors in Maine.
He says he'll help Maine seniors. But the last time Poliquin was in Congress, he voted to cut $500 billion from Medicare. And he supports raising the retirement age for Social Security. Maine seniors can trust Jared Golden. Jared stood up to both parties to protect Social Security and Medicare.
I'm Jared Golden, and I approve this message because Maine seniors earned their retirement.
In Maine, it's always buying season. And at Thornton Brothers in Lincoln, we carry new Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Rams for your buying season. Here at Thornton Brothers, we'll help you find the right vehicle specifically for you to suit your lifestyle. As they say, the proof is in the performance. So come on over and test drive a real vehicle from a real dealership, or place your order with us and see why it really is buying season here in Maine. Thornton Brothers, Main Street, Lincoln.
You're watching Fox 22, Bangor.
Welcome back to Good Morning Maine. It's Thursday, October 6th, 2022. Weekend warm-up day, I'd say. A little history. The first World Series baseball game was held 140 years ago on this day. And Thomas Edison showed his first motion picture 2 years later in 1889.
Changing the entire world. President Kennedy, meanwhile, advised Americans to build bomb shelters 61 years ago today, and he thinks politics is a little scary today. And country singers Faith Hill and Tim McGraw are celebrating their 26th wedding anniversary today. Pretty neat for them.
That advisement by the president is now creating Zillow to have some very interesting listings. Have you ever seen a bunker on Zillow?
I don't think I have.
I have.
Yeah.
It's pretty weird.
I think I've been living in a bunker the last 4 years. I don't know what's going on.
It happens. It happens. Sometimes you need a break.
Yeah.
A bunker may not be the best place for it, so we're glad you're back.
Yeah. Today's a great day for a break if you have the day off. Boy, the weather's going to be fantastic.
It is a beautiful day. I think Devin said around the 70s, but he has all the details coming right up.
And thank you very much, Emma and Craig. Happy Thursday. Your first weather forecast brought to you by Shepherd Toyota, your hometown connection for Toyota cars and trucks. Easy to find on Route 1 Rockland, Thomason Town Line. Shepherd Toyota has a great selection of new and previously loved vehicles. At Shepherd Toyota, they don't sell you a car, they help you buy one. Come experience a Shepherd difference today. All right, we have some small crowd advisories in effect. Those will get dropped at about the noon time frame today, as what's left of Ian will finally begin to move out of here. It's been kind of dreary across some parts of the state and also a good part of the Northeast recently. But of course, we had a few rain showers last night and early this morning. In fact, if you notice here, we even had some lightning popping up on a lightning tracker from time to time. So of course, this thing's packed a little bit of a punch in a few areas with regards to the lightning. But otherwise, though, most of us starting to calm down as this thing right here finally starts to track off towards the east, so things are going to start turning and become a lot nicer. And in fact, for us, today will be a very nice day overall. So overall for today, a mostly sunny sky on the way, but more clouds on the way later on tonight. Before tomorrow, we start tracking chances for rain showers during the afternoon period. The winds won't be too bad, though, mainly out of the north, but switching toward the south, but mainly at around 5 miles per hour or less. So the winds, not a big deal today, but they'll increase a little bit for the daytime tomorrow. For today, lower 70s, mostly sunny and awesome, with the wind overall looking nice and calm. For tonight, lower 50s, mostly cloudy, with the wind overall looking nice and calm. For tomorrow, upper 60s, maybe lower 70s, mostly cloudy with a few afternoon rain showers. That south wind getting up to about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Hourly forecast for the rest of the morning and afternoon period, decreasing clouds, temperatures making it into the lower 70s. Your full 5-day forecast is coming up. Emma and Craig.
All right, thank you, Devin. Well, the Maine Department of Inland Fisheries and Wildlife will be offering multiple free workshops teaching attendees safe firearm handling. 2 in-person classes will be offered in Augusta this month at the Sportsmen's Alliance of Maine.
Attendees will have the chance to take part in target shooting while learning ways to field carry, handle firearms safely, and how to shoot confidently. Topics of discussion will include choosing the right firearm for hunting various game, caliber and gauge choices, choosing features that make sense, safe storage techniques, and shooting for accuracy. The workshops will be on Wednesday, October 12th from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. and Tuesday, October 18th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m.
All firearms, ammunition, and materials will be provided. The workshops are open to anyone 12 years of age and older. Pre-registration is required, a link to which can be found at the Maine Department of Inland Fisheries and Wildlife Facebook page, probably on their website too.
Yes. Easier to find on the Facebook page, though, I'd say. And still to come here this morning, Tyler Cruz, as always, will have the latest in local sports.
We'll be right back.
Looking for your dream home? Contact a Next Homie today and see what's available right now. Sellers, get ready to get looped and get sold. With Next Home Experience, we have your buyers.
Check 1, check 2. The store's appearance may have changed throughout the years, but its dedication to our community and families has not wavered. We will still welcome you with a smile and top-notch service. If you need coffee,
check.
Tasty treats,
Check.
freshly made pizza, check. Or wine and spirits,
Check.
stop by and fill up your tank and check us out.
It's another exciting year of high school football in the state of Maine. Get out and support your home team and be looking for the ABC7 Sports Blitz crew. You can get a free Sports Blitz t-shirt, then watch Sports Blitz during ABC7 News at 11 every Friday night during the football season. Blitz shirts courtesy of Maine Wood Floors, Coastal Auto Parts, Danforth's Down Home Supermarket, Hashi's Auto Enhancing Incorporated, Maine Collision Center, Overhead Door Company of Bangor, R&R Auto Body, and Russell D. Patton Insurance Agency.
If you haven't heard about Pictionary, the greatest family favorite game around, where have you been hiding? That's hiding. Under a rock? Come on, I'm really good at this.
Jerry O'Connell hosts the world's greatest family party game, Pictionary. Weekdays at 10 on Fox 22.
I would win every time.
Hello, Maine. This is Steve McKay. Not sure what the weather will be in your neck of the woods, but there's a 100% chance of Luke showing up near you. Next Home Experience is listing and selling homes throughout Maine. Get looped and get sold with Next Home Experience.
It's Battle of the Ages.
These old geezers better work.
This old guy's here to play.
This is a joke. Hell's Kitchen, Battle of the Ages, tonight on Fox.
Welcome back in, everyone. Thank you for staying with us. Maine hockey season officially starts this weekend with puck drop in Denver Friday night. But last weekend, they got things going by winning an exhibition match over Prince Edward Island 1-0, with 2 freshmen connecting for the lone goal.
I just had it on my forehand and just winged it backdoor. So it was pretty cool that KO was able to be there and just put it home for me.
That was a really nice play in that goal.
On Saturday, Maine hockey left the Alphon victorious after a 1-0 win, with the lone goal coming off the stick of 2 freshmen.
Great pass by Notch there. Good play, good vision by him. You don't just put your stick down in the crease. You're taught that from a young age, and sure enough, back to the net. But the incredible atmosphere here at Alphon.
Killian Keeker-Olsen, or KO, took the pass from Luke Antonacci and capitalized. And the 2 of them had their first ever point in college hockey.
In that moment, it was pretty cool because my parents came down and they were watching. So it's good to get an assist under my belt. You don't have to worry about not having a point now or whatever.
KO spent 3 seasons in the USHL before coming to Orono, and he's one of several newcomers looking to make an immediate impact with his squad.
He can make plays, as can all of our freshmen and new transfers. He's a smart player with the pucks on his tape. He's crafty. He worked hard this in the summer and early preseason to get in shape.
What do you think you kind of bring to the table for this team this year?
Whatever I can bring. No, and that's the thing. That's a testament to everybody here.
As for Antonacci, he's another guy coming from the USHL ranks. And while he's joining a deep Black Bears defense, he's already making his presence felt.
He's just a really steady player, smart. He never looks like he's going that fast because he just keeps, he reads the play, and he gets us out of our zone. He makes the right play in the offensive zone.
I hope to get some points this year. Obviously I'm not going to be selfish or anything. Just do what's best for the team.
Looking forward for the season to start. Air Force Friday night, and then they have the #1 team in the country, the University of Denver, on Saturday. Let's stay up here for a second. Some local high school sports. Herman Field Hockey has won 6 straight games since losing to Class A Bangor early in September, and they look to make it 7 on Wednesday over John Baptist. Playoffs are coming up in a few weeks. We got a Class B matchup here with the Crusaders coming to visit the Hawks. We'll pick things up in the first quarter. Allie Ert with a great entry pass to Molly Simcox, looking to score, but Baptist is there with the save, and the defense would do the rest. Later in the first, some fancy moves here from Taylor Scripture. She's going to find Grace Kelly, who gets it back to Simcox, and she puts it in the back of the cage. This time it is 1-0 Hawks. Second quarter now, Hawks off the corner. The rebound is going to go out to Simcox, who is in perfect position for the goal. That is her second of the half, and the Hawks would go on to win 3-0. All right, great game right there. Let's move on to some baseball now. It was announced Tuesday that Banana Ball is coming to Maine next summer. And if you haven't heard of Banana Ball yet, it is definitely something. The Savannah Bananas are bringing their unique brand of baseball to Hadlock Field on August 18th, where they'll take on the Party Animals. Now, the Bananas aren't your typical baseball team, as you can see by this dance here between the pitcher and the catcher mid-game. Last year, they brought down Spaceman Bill Lee from the stands to pitch. We got some classic Bill Lee action. We caught up with Savannah Bananas owner Jesse Cole on just what exactly fans are going to see at Hadlock next summer.
They are going to see the most fun and most entertaining game of baseball and team in baseball play in Banana Ball, which is a 2-hour timed game where batters can't step out of the batter's box. There's no bunting. Batters can steal first, and if a fan catches a foul ball, it's an out. And then in addition to that, we're going to be bringing our breakdancing coach, our male cheerleading team, our banana pep band, our players in stilts, our dancing umpire. It's an entire circus we'll be bringing to have fun in Portland.
Over the past summer, the Bananas had Jonathan Papelbon. Remember him? He made an appearance on the mound for them, and it makes sense. Cole grew up in Massachusetts as a Red Sox fan and has been waiting to connect the Bananas with Red Sox Nation for a while now, and saw Portland and the Sea Dogs as a great way to do so. And after he talked to the team, it was definitely a perfect match.
We talked to the Red Sox and we said, all right, how do we build this relationship? And we saw, Portland could be a great opportunity to start that with Red Sox Nation and the Portland Sea Dogs, and talked to Jeff, the general manager, and just had such a great conversation. And I think the biggest thing for us is people that want us, that understand we're trying to make baseball fun and bring our show. And they were fired up, and it became a no-brainer.
That is your ball.
Baseball now on Tuesday night. Yankees all-star outfielder Aaron Judge broke the American League single-season home run record right there, passing former Yankee Roger Maris 23 at-bats after tying the record 61 homers. Judge becomes the first player since really the steroid era to hit this many home runs in a season, and the only people in Major League history who have hit more than him in a single season are Mark McGwire, Barry Bonds, and Sammy Sosa. So do with that information what you will, but Judge is now the American League single-season home run king. All right, pretty special season from him right there. That is all the time we have for sports. We'll be right back.
Interest rates are on the rise and making waves in the real estate market. Buying or selling? You need a navigator. I'm Holly Taylor. Come to the one who gets it done. HollyTaylor.Realtor.
I'm Bruce Poliquin, and I approve this message.
I've been lobster fishing for over 25 years. These out-of-state groups that are funding Jared Golden, they're hurting us here in Maine, and Jared Golden isn't doing anything to stop them. There's the Jared Golden you see on TV. And then there's the Jared Golden that votes in Congress. He's so focused on getting elected that he's lost touch with what matters here in Maine. And we need someone to fight for us. Unless he leaves his party, there's no way Jared Golden can do anything to help Maine. I don't think Jared Golden's a bad guy, but he isn't a good congressman.
From the land to the sea, Chase's Family Restaurant is the place to be.
Are you looking for a place to unwind after a long day?
Then come check out our Hideaway Lounge.
With a bar that's both upbeat and laid back. And it's the perfect atmosphere for anyone who wants to unwind after work.
Or kick it up for the weekends with daily drink specials and a full dinner menu.
You can fill up on a good time any night of the week.
Thank you for being a part of our family.
Here at Chase's Family Restaurant.
Jay Leno live in concert.
Researchers at Washington University report that 100,000 years from now, the average size of the human head will greatly increase. They say the larger the head and the larger the jaw, the more sexually attractive people will be. So I am 100,000 years ahead of my time. That's right.
Saturday, October 22nd, Collins Center for the Arts, Orono, Maine. Tickets on sale now at waterfrontconcerts.com.
Homes are selling in a single day. The real work happens well before. I'm Holly Taylor, and I have the expertise to guide you through your home improvements. Come to the one who gets it done. HollyTaylor.Realtor.
With today's business news, here's Leo Jonathan.
Trade around the world is slowing down fast. The World Trade Organization predicts next year's total imports and exports will rise barely 1% compared to this year. Earlier forecasts had been much higher. Gas will be going way up soon. OPEC says it will cut oil production by 2 million barrels a day to prop up oil prices. The White House is reportedly preparing to ease sanctions on Venezuela. The Wall Street Journal says that could allow Chevron to start pumping oil again and possibly allow oil shipments to the U.S. and Europe. The S&P and NASDAQ both closed down 0.2% Wednesday. The Dow dropped 0.1%. And if you want a Ford truck, the starting price for a 2023 Ford 150 Lightning is nearly $52,000, the second price hike in a matter of months. Ford blames the historically high inflation. I'm Leo Jonathan with Thursday's Business on ABC 7.
Now here's meteorologist Devin Biggs with our full weather forecast.
Hey there, Devin.
Alrighty, Emma and Craig, thank you very much. Your full weather forecast brought to you by Shepherd Toyota, your hometown connection for Toyota cars and trucks. Easy to find on Route 1 Rockland, Thomas, and Town Line. Shepherd Toyota has a great selection of new and previously loved vehicles. At Shepherd Toyota, they don't sell you a car, they help you buy one. Come experience the Shepherd difference today. Already, small crowd advisory in effect, lasting until about the noon time frame today. This is what's left of Ian that's causing a little bit of gusty winds offshore, but also some rain and showers and a few rumbles of thunder to develop. And yes, I do say a few rumbles of thunder because offshore, though, the lightning tracker has been picking up a few bolts of lightning. But for us, though, just a few showers. We had some of those moving in along the coastline last night, early this morning, along and south of Bangor. But now that's starting to taper off now as this will move away. High pressure will be our friend today. With a lot of sunshine away, and temperatures that'll make it into the lower 70s as a result. Wave heights are still active out there at around 5 to 6 feet according to some of the buoys. Water temperatures also not very bad at this point either. They're currently in the 50s as well. In the upper 50s with some areas also in the 70s, of course, as we head towards fall and eventually winter, we'll start seeing these water temperatures fall. Otherwise, our average high is 62 degrees. We're going to be well above that today and tomorrow in the upper 60s to lower 70s. Before we get below average starting Saturday all the way through at least Tuesday before you make it to the middle 50s and back in the lower 60s as we head towards next Wednesday. We have a new fall foliage report, and in some areas saw some change. Some areas down at 50 to 75% threshold, like Millinocket and Bangor. Elsewhere, still holding on to that 25 to 45% coverage for now. But now in Greenville, now reporting 80% to peak, and many areas at peak. So definitely get outside and enjoy the fall foliage that we have before it blows away. And this is about the time that we start to peak. Early to mid-October across some parts of the state, we start seeing things peak. So we're almost there, though. Get outside and really enjoy that fall foliage before we begins to blow away. Futurecast moving forward for today, a lot of sunshine on the way. However, more clouds on the way later on tonight, though, and then things start to change for tomorrow. A lot of clouds, some showers moving in from time to time, too. We'll keep that going to the parts of the early evening period before that gets out of here, and the clouds clear out of here for parts of the day for your Saturday. So for today, lower 70s, mostly sunny and awesome with the wind overall looking nice and calm. For tonight, lower 50s becoming mostly cloudy with the wind overall looking nice and calm. For tomorrow, upper 60s to lower 70s, mostly cloudy. A few afternoon rain showers with that south wind getting up to about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Alrighty, here's a look at your Shepherd Toyota extended forecast. A lot of sunshine on Saturday, highs in the mid-50s. We're back in the mid-50s again on Sunday, partly cloudy with a slight chance for rain showers. Monday, partly cloudy, highs in the mid-50s.
People today, they could spend half their lives over 50, but it's gonna take some planning.
What can you do for me?
Make sure your money lives as long as you do. The younger you are, the more you need AARP. Join today.
Renovating or building new, you'll find a wide selection of high-performing, energy-efficient, and beautiful windows and doors at Hammond Lumber Company. Your Hammond sales representative will walk you through the showroom displays and help you choose options to create a personalized custom look. Free in-home measurement is available, and Hammond can deliver your order from any of their locations across Maine and New Hampshire. Bring your vision and enjoy better light and added security and energy savings with quality windows and doors from Hammond Lumber Company.
When the Coach House Restaurant wants to know the local forecast, they log on to foxbangor.com. The Coach House Restaurant, family dining at its best with fine home-cooked meals, delicious homemade desserts, and a large menu of tasty offerings for breakfast, lunch, or dinner.
Hey, it's Eric from Green Bear 420. We've been in business since 2010 and going strong, so stop in and check us out. We specialize in glass art by over 100 local artists and even have live glass blowing. Plus, we carry incense, novelties, t-shirts, and hard-to-find items. We have tons of local products for the tie-dye wearing person in your circle of friends. Come see us at 531 Moosehead Trail in Newport. And remember, Green Bear 420, it's not just a store, it's a lifestyle.
It's another exciting year of high school football in the state of Maine. Get out and support your home team and be looking for the ABC7 Sports Blitz crew. You can get a free Sports Blitz t-shirt, then watch Sports Blitz during ABC7 News at 11 every Friday night during the football season. Blitz shirts courtesy of Hometown Health Center, Howard Insurance, Lakeshore Restaurant, McCusick Petroleum, New England Motor Company, Sweet Cheeks Bakery, the John R. Crooker Agency, and Wardwell Construction and Trucking Corporation.
Fall means different things to different people, depending on where they grew up. I'm from upstate New York, where the fall includes lots of apple picking, hay rides down country roads, and a trip to a pumpkin patch to find just the right pumpkin. Whether you have similar memories or not, you can still enjoy the flavors of fall by whipping up a batch of our hayride pumpkin squares. We start by combining some flour, salt, baking powder, and baking soda, cinnamon, and nutmeg. After it's mixed, in another large bowl, we beat together some canned pumpkin, eggs, a good amount of sugar, vegetable oil, and a splash of vanilla. Now we add our dry ingredients to this, mixing it until it's smooth. Then into a baking dish it goes before popping it in the oven. While this bakes, don't be surprised if your neighbors stop by to see what smells so darn good. You can bet they'll stick around for a piece or two. To get the recipe for what we call our hayride pumpkin squares, just head over to our website. Maybe put on your favorite flannel shirt to get you in the mood. I'm Howard in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today we found a sweet and cozy way for you to say, ooh, it's so good.
Would it be rude if I went to Howard's Kitchen and took the candy corn off?
It looks pretty good, doesn't it?
That sounds awesome. I would have that for breakfast.
And you don't like candy corn, huh?
I don't like candy corn. Love pumpkin, can't stand candy corn.
Yeah, I don't love it. It's a couple pieces will do me.
Yep. Hey, that's rational.
I'll eat the pumpkin cake, though. All right, finally, a high school student from South Windsor, Connecticut is getting some global recognition, all for sending letters to world leaders in 186 countries.
Max Schwartzman sent the letters over the summer with the goal of writing an article about the experience for his school newspaper, which is called the Bobcat Prowl. This year, he is the editor-in-chief for the newspaper. Each letter, he asked the leaders what they would want young people to know about their country. He sent the letters to 186 countries, and so far, he's gotten 20 responses back. Among the responses, France wrote of embracing diversity and freedom of expression, Switzerland, their neutrality, and Portugal, their employment and educational opportunities. One of his favorite letters came from the Prime Minister of Iceland because it was handwritten, kind, and personal.
I want to refer back to one of the things the Prime Minister of Iceland actually said to me. He said, "I would just encourage you